This is what you're fighting for. I mean, every day you're out there. What they're doing is blowing people off. If you continue to look the other way and shut up, then the oppressors, the authoritarians, get total control and total power. Because this is just like in Arizona. This is just like in Georgia. It's another element that backs them into a corner and shows their lies and misrepresentations. This is why this audience is going to have to get engaged. As we've told you, this is the fight. All this nonsense, all this spin, they can't handle the truth.
War Room Battleground. Here's your host, Stephen K. Bannon.
How many pedophiles you got?
288.
How many kids you found?
It is the fastest growing international crime network that the world has ever seen. It has already passed the illegal arms trade, and soon it's gonna pass the drug trade. Because you can sell a bag of cocaine one time to a child 5 to 10 times a day. God's children are not for sale.
How long you been doing this?
12 years now.
How many pedophiles you got?
288.
How many kids you found?
Timoteo, tú rescatas niños, ¿verdad? ¿Puedes ayudarme a encontrar a mi hermana?
Te lo prometo.
For Homeland Security, you know we can't go off rescuing Honduran kids in Colombia.
Which means she'll disappear for good. Imagine walking into her room right now, seeing an empty bed. What we do?
You quit your job, and you go and rescue those kids.
So at this moment, she could be a block down the road, or she could be at Moscow, Bangkok, L.A. She's a major operator.
It's all rebel territory. No one goes in. Not the army, not the police, not us.
What if this was your daughter?
There's no Marine unit coming.
You're on your own. This job tears you to pieces. And this is my one chance to put those pieces back together.
When God tells you what to do, you cannot hesitate.
Okay, it's Tuesday, 20 June in the year of our Lord, 2023. Very honored to have Jim Caviezel, the star of this incredible film, Sound of Freedom. How did you get attracted to this material? Because this film took a long time to make. It's incredibly powerful. Go to angel.com right now, /War Room to get your tickets. This is the task and purpose. We must sell out these theaters opening weekend to send a message to Hollywood. Angel.com /War Room now. Get your tickets and get tickets for your friends. You're going to want to see this with a group. First off, it's a very harrowing film. This material, you came out of the Passion of the Christ. Mm-hmm. You had a huge TV series. What attracted you to Tim Ballard's story?
Well, I have 3 adopted children, and from China, and I knew the dangers that we're having to children globally. And then obviously
the child trafficking in China.
Yeah, just a lot of nefarious stuff going on. And then every time I do a film, I'm always working with agents all the time. So this would continually
come up. You're working with agents about everything. The trafficking of...
No, just like I'll be working homicide and trafficking would come up. I'm working with ATF, trafficking would come up. And then you start going into the dark web of looking at other stuff, and then it came across the children, and that's where it went into the things that I couldn't even grasp. And then when I started working with Tim Ballard, he brought up the organ harvesting, and of course this is a flashback to all the other stuff. And so Tim was somebody that I also had my friends tell me what kind of guy he was, but they sent me the script. And I was blown away. Alejandro Monteverde and Eduardo Verástegui met with me, and then Tim Ballard wanted me based on 2 films I did. One was The Count of Monte Cristo, and the other was Passion of the Christ. And that's how it all came to be.
Count of Monte Cristo is when Hollywood had you designated as the next big leading man, right?
Yeah. Well, I lasted for 5 minutes, but
then you hit the bit on the Passion. Right?
Passion.
Your life went in a different direction.
A different direction after that.
What was it about Ballard's story that attracted you to it?
Well, like the part I was saying earlier was that knowing what I went through and adopting our children and seeing the threats against children globally and the dangers again with them. So I thought that this had what it could do, like what the Passion did. I mean, bringing people to their faith. And this part of it is taking action. And as I told you earlier, we don't have a country. We don't have a south border. By definition, you have to have borders, and we don't. And then drawing the light on what is truly going on. It's a $152 billion a year business. That's insane.
$152 billion.
150.
Is that the sex part, or is that the sex and the organ harvesting part combined?
So the trafficking part is $32 billion. 32 to 34 billion is buying and selling the children. But if I have a child, let's say, for example, little Joey, he makes me $20,000 a day for 10 hits with 10 different clients. I'm his pimp. He procures that money. That's 20 grand. There's 152 billion. So to give you an idea what that is, that's every major sports team in the world. All the NBA, all the Major League Baseball, all World Cup soccer, NFL, all that combined, and still not 152. You would have to send every 18-year-old this year that graduates high school to Stanford University for 4 years, and that would be 152 billion.
What is driving the demand side of the equation? You talked about it's trafficking for sex, and it's organ harvesting. Is there other elements? Is it also for labor, for slave labor, or is it
adrenochrome? The whole adrenochrome empire. This is a big deal. It is listed under the NIH. It is a chemical compound. It's a molecular structure. Is C9H9NO3. It is it's an elite drug that they've used for many years. It's 10 times more potent than heroin, and it has some mystical qualities as far as making you look younger. There's
that scene in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas that nobody could figure out.
No, I saw that, and I tell you, that had a big laugh. About 9% of the audience laughed, and I'll tell you,
we were